Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your bonus read. Okay, so today is Friday the 13th and I didn't realise that when I was doing the What's Cracking reading, and I just looked at my board and went, oh my goodness, it's Friday the 13th today. How cool is that? Okay, cards are pretty lively. I'm going to use the After Tarot here. We've got the Three of Swords jumping out here. I'm going to use the After Tarot for this reading. So let's see what's going on in the bonus world. Nice clean break. Okay, so we have the Hanged Man coming out here. Now the Hanged Man is a card that talks about enlightenment. It talks about taking time out to really understand another perspective or to look at things from a different angle. And I always think this reminds me of being a kid when you turned upside down on the swings or upside down on your lounge in your lounge room, looking at the room from a different perspective, because somehow it felt really weird to look at things the other way around. I had a huge imagination as a child. I think it was the only place I felt safe was in my imagination. So the Hanged Man talks about doing just that. Really going inside to look at things from a different perspective. Maybe something has happened here where someone's offered you something that you have not seen this way before. It can be that someone's challenged your way of thinking. Sometimes this comes as an epiphany. So all of a sudden you get that aha moment from the universe. Okay, Four of Pentacles coming out. So the Four of Pentacles is about hanging on. It's about not letting go. And I feel like you're getting some sort of moment here where you're starting to understand what you've been doing wrong or what you should be doing differently here. Yeah, your intuition's coming in here, rightio. Okay, Five of Cups. There's two repeat cards here from the What's Cracking reading. This is to do with your intuition. This is how to bring balance in. Okay, so some of you here have been experiencing this sort of feeling of not being to a point where you feel really well balanced. Maybe you've been doing a lot of the spiritual work. Maybe you've had a great understanding of that. You've been able to work through a lot of stuff here and understand why you're on this journey. But there seems to be this feeling here that, you know, you're not still where you need to be. And when I see the intuition card coming out, the High Priestess coming out, I think something is still being hidden from you here. I feel like there's sort of this holding on to something that no longer serves you, but I think you're looking for something that's material or real rather than something within you. There seems to be a value or an idea or a way of doing things that no longer serves you. And the universe is saying here, it's time to tune into your intuition, to have an understanding of what you need to release. That's the word. It's about releasing. Because there seems to be this idea of releasing an energy, and it's got something to do with your past. Now, it could be to do with, I don't think this is a tangible thing. So I don't think it's like a relationship or a person or a situation or something you're grieving or mourning. I feel like this is something to do with balancing out your energies. So it's the way you respond or react rather than an actual physical thing. But let's see if Spirit will give us some more information. Somebody's about to have an epiphany on this because it's closing out a cycle. So for those of you who know you're getting to the end of a cycle, for those of you who know this is coming, I want to say to you, it feels like it's right on the doorstep here. I strongly see like the Taurus and the Leo on this card. So it could be somebody who's bringing in some sort of message or some sort of information that's going to make you realize or understand what you need to release. And for some of you, it could be around emotion. For others of you, it may be around a certain way of doing things or a certain way of looking at things. But I feel like you're very close to getting this sort of epiphany or awakening that can allow you to let go of this cycle. Oh my goodness, that's so exciting. I feel it so strongly. Yeah, it's coming in very quickly too. So this may be something that happens in the next few days. Okay, so for some of you, this is going to sort of get you understanding yourself at a much deeper level and allowing you to move forward with less complexities or less stress here, because you're sort of standing in your own power here. So something's been holding you back. Something is holding you in this energy here. And it's something to do with the way you conceptualize. Why are they saying conceptualize? This is a time for really breaking out into nature, or going to the ocean, going to the water. There's a great feeling here, and if you're really connected to animals, then these are the things you need to be doing at the moment to help this energy to release. So if you're feeling like you're not moving forward, if you feel like you're not manifesting or bringing in what you want, this is all about to change here. Okay, so we have this give and take. Okay, so some of you may be dealing with earth signs as well, but I feel like this is you becoming more grounded with this information, and there it is. Okay. I feel very strongly that it has something to do with what you invest in things and what other people give you back, which sort of in a way reflects the what's cracking reading, but it's not sort of going there. The what's cracking reading was sort of more tangible. It felt like you had to deal with someone where you had to learn some sort of lesson or some sort of event here to move you forward. When I go into the energy here, this is something more that you are realizing within you about how you invest in other people as opposed to how you invest in yourself. But because you're so well trained in this, because you've done it for such a long time, you're still not seeing what you're doing here. It's still not evident. It's almost like you could feel something's wrong, you understand something's not right, but you're not looking to the right thing here. This is something to do with the way you are with others, your investments. You could be investing in people that aren't giving back. You could be overly investing, people pleasing, and not able to assert yourself here. And this is why we have this Queen of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles coming out, because the universe is saying you need to look at this from a more, it's almost like a more logical perspective, and maybe you're trying to look at it from a spiritual perspective, but we'll see. The Tower is here, so something has to be pulled down before it can be rebuilt, and in order to be rebuilt and move down a new pathway, you've got to allow this energy to go so you can close out a cycle. And I feel like the universe has somehow been trying to make you aware of this, but for some unknown reason it's become such a habit or such a way of doing things, you're not really seeing what you're doing, and there seems to be this moment. Now, I'm not so sure that it's going to be an epiphany moment or a wake-up moment. Something may actually happen here to point this out to you. Okay, and there's a balancing, there's a choice, there's a way of doing things that you're going to see differently in order to bring in your Ten of Cups. Ah, look at that, rebirth. Very, very nice. This is going to help you move forward in a big way. It's going to give you clarity around how you do things. Now, for some of you here, this is definitely maybe the give and take in relationships very strongly coming through here. Understanding over investing in others before yourself. So that is definitely for some of you. For others of you, this may be something, some way of seeing things, some way of looking at your world. Not really understanding your personal power. Because I see this guy standing here looking at this world, trying to work out which way to go. And it's like all you see are the obstacles. You don't see the path ahead. Wow, okay. Okay, so maybe for some of you, this is around your negative thinking or around your self-sabotage. not believing in yourself. Sorry, the messages are coming through and I'm trying to really listen here so I can give you as much information as I can. It's like they're trying to say that you see the world as complex and complicated, and it's not like that at all. So you're looking for something. It's like what they're saying is like you're rifling through a cupboard for a piece of clothing that you can't find. But if you went and tidied the cupboard up and folded the clothes, you would be able to find that really easily. Now, I know that's going to mean something to someone, but that's exactly what they've said. So it's like you're making things hard on yourself by putting so many obstacles in your own way rather than seeing the path as being clear and free to you. So something you've been taught about doing something means you've always got to do the hard way rather than understanding there's a much easier way of doing things. You're making things complicated or complex that don't need to be. I hope that's making sense to everybody. That whole bringing the message through and challenging it and channeling the messages sometimes can be a little bit convoluted, so I'm not always sure that I can do it in a space of time. I feel this is something to do with some sort of secret you hold within you that you're covering up, you're hanging on to here. For some of you, this is really a call to do something more creative, get back to nature, be around those things that help you to understand, because it's like you're fighting for things here that you have no need to fight for. It's yours, but it's like you're fighting for something. And I almost feel here there's something here for me too, so I'm just trying to understand what they mean by that. Okay, I'll leave it with you though. There's definitely a rebirth here, so whatever is happening here to you, whatever you're starting to understand about yourself, is going to free you up here. Yeah, so I've gone to the oracle, the Wicca oracle here. I love the depictions here. They're absolutely beautiful. This is sort of like that wild world, it's the card of 11. And I feel like this is all about going back to nature. This guy actually has a snake around his neck. And now I'm thinking, this is what the universe is saying. You've got a snake around your neck. And I don't mean that in a horrible, frightening, scary way. But it's like you're afraid to move forward, or you've got some sort of metaphorical thing that's holding you back here. And it's not allowing you the freedom that you seek. You're overthinking, overanalyzing. But in a way, you still need to use your logical mind to understand what you're doing. Wow, I'd like to go into it a little bit more. I feel like something that you are holding on to here, something that is staying with you that needs to go. You need to shed this. It needs to understand that it no longer serves you. So if you have a way of thinking, you may have a very narrow view or a very narrow idea about something. And now it's time it goes. Because look at this person glowing. So I think you have to trust yourself. Maybe you just don't trust who you are. Maybe you just don't think you've got the ability or the capacity to do things, and you overcomplicate and self-sabotage yourself. That's what I think it's something to do with. Have an amazing day.